There is no shortage of battle royale games. Since 2017, 2018, there was almost no month without new battle royale game. And one of the most obscure ones, to be fair, very underrated ones, was Hunt Showdown. And in this video, we're going to be talking and discussing what Hunt Showdown is and whether it is worth it to buy it right now. As always, I'm going to be giving you the answer right away. And the answer is yes, Hunt Showdown is absolutely worth to buy if you are into multiplayer FPS games and you want to experience something different than, well, everything else right now. Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because, yeah, I keep forgetting to remind you and you keep forgetting to click that. So, yeah, I guess I'm the one to blame there. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot for me. So now, back to Hunt Showdown. Okay, what Hunt Showdown is. To be fair, Hunt Showdown is often categorized as Battle Royale, but in reality, it's, well, kinda not. Hunt Showdown is PvPvE kind of first-person shooter. So if you don't know what PvPvE means, it's player versus environment. So basically, you're playing not just against other players, you're also playing against an environment, or basically NPCs or mobs or monsters or whatever you want to call it. It's actually a pretty interesting game, and weirdly enough is criminally underrated. So what it is and how it actually plays. Setting wise, Hunt Showdown is kind of like a westerny type late 19th, early 20th century FPS shooter with paranormal and like zombie element. There are a few modes to play, but now I'm gonna explain how main mode actually plays out. So basically you choose your hunter, basically your individual that you're going to be playing with. You can play either solo or you can play in teams of 3. After that, you're dropped into the map. The map is pretty extensive and riddled with a bunch of different buildings and a bunch of different swamps, and it's very dirty and has a very dirty and abandoned and very dark and gloomy vibe. All of the hunters have an ability of so-called dark sight. Not dark side, dark sight. And in the beginning of a match with a dark sight, you need to find 3 clues in order to find the location of the boss. This is basically a large monster. Alongside where you encounter others, you encounter different monsters like zombies, like hellhounds, and bunch of different, well, other types of zombies, which all of them require a specific approach. And no, I'm not gonna spoil you how to defeat all of those monsters. You need to experience it yourself. Then after you discover 3 clues, you need to find the monster and kill it. And after you kill the monster, you will need to banish the monster. And banishing basically takes some time, and basically you will need to wait until the banishment is over. And after you are banished, 2 players can take 2 bounties from a single monster and you need to extract. But that's basically it. It sounds pretty simple. However, there is a catch. There are also other players who are trying to do the same. They're finding the same clues and they're going for the same monsters. However, they can be actually multiple bosses on a single map, and that means that you don't actually need to compete against everybody. But the issue starts here. When you attack the monster, and when you kill the monster, everyone will know that you did that. Everyone on a map. And when you start banishing the monster, it will take few minutes to do so, and you will need to protect this point. And there is also an interesting mechanic here. If you will complete the banishment and you will get the bounty, you will get an upgrade for your dark side, giving you ability to see other players as well with your dark side. Basically, you will be able to see other players through walls. And well, if you'll die, your bounty can be taken away. There is also one more mechanic, which is a very interesting one here, and it's the gunplay itself. The gunplay is incredibly quick. It's not your typical Call of Duty where you will need to put 30 rounds of ammo into an enemy player to kill him. You can literally die with 1 shot or maybe 2 or 3 in the worst case scenario. So the time to kill here is incredibly fast. And basically that means that whoever shoots first or whoever sees first usually wins. And well, another interesting thing is that the hunter that you choose, that you are leveling up, if the hunter will die during the game, he or she, depending on who will choose, will stay dead forever, and you will lose this hunter forever, and you will need to get a new hunter and level him up again. So that's a very, very interesting mechanic and very high stakes game making it very, very interesting rather than just a simple battle royale. Well, you need to just simply, well, survive. Here, you just don't need to just survive. You actually need to strategize and play. For example, one team just goes straight away for the boss and just kill and work for the boss, and then try to defend themselves from every other player. While other team can simply just wait until they will kill the boss and then hunt for the players rather than for the monster. And this gameplay and variety is enhanced by one technical aspect, and it's the sound of the game. I kid you not, this game has the best sound engine of all the games. I haven't seen anything like this before. This game's sound engine is so good that even if you play this game with your eyes closed, you can accurately pinpoint everything around you that makes even a slightest noise. I kid you not, the sound engine here is simply insane. And for that reason, you will actually need to play very quietly, because every shot that you will make will be heard across the map, and every single player with, well, headphones on their head will be able to pinpoint where the shot came from and how far it was. And pray that they were not close enough to see exactly where you are. It's that good. Every single step and every single action that you will take will make different amounts and types of noise, and everyone listening will be able to pinpoint with extreme accuracy where you are or what you are even doing. So if you just try to explain what this genre is, this is first person battle royale PvPvE with stealth elements and horror elements, all of those together. It's extremely complicated game, and I guess that was the reason why it's not that popular. But what about the progression? What you are actually doing and what you're actually unlocking, and well, other than just playing a match, what you are striving towards. You see, game has very interesting progression mechanics. You're basically leveling up not just your entire account, which gives you an access to new weapons and new accessories, new abilities, new gadgets. You're also leveling up your individual hunters, and each and every individual hunter will come with its own roster of weapons. You can have up to 5 hunters at the same time, unless you'll of course pay money and get more slots, and every single day you will get a roster of 4 different hunters, and one of them is always free, and another one can be bought with an in-game currencies, which is pretty easy to obtain. There are also legendary hunters as well. To be fair, I have not purchased legendary hunters, and I don't know whether you will actually lose them or whether they will actually lose their progression if they will die. I'm not sure about that, so yeah, I don't know exactly. There are also legendary weapons and things like that, but to be fair, after playing several dozen hours, I haven't seen the weapons that are completely overpowering everything. But what is overpowering is perks. Perks are, well, basically passive abilities that allows you to, well, become better than everyone else. The more high level your character is, your hunter is, more perks you can actually get. And when you lose and when you die, you're losing all of those perks, basically, or rather perk points that you are actually using them for. And these perks are gonna make you insanely powerful in, well, different situations. Maybe against NPCs, maybe against the players, depending on how you'll actually build it. And basically this gives you some kind of RPG elements as well. Overall game is incredibly complex, not complicated though, but complex, and it's pretty easy to get yourself into, despite what people are thinking, because yeah, for me it was extremely simple to understand what the game was all about, and extremely simple what you get to the first matches. Plus in the beginning it gives you a trainee mode that allows you to fight the matches without other players. It's actually a pretty good thing to start with, to get yourself familiar with the map and with the environment around you. But if you go in the teams with other players, you'll practically immediately be dropped against other players as well. And because the gunplay is incredibly fast, and you will need to be very quiet and you will need to be very deliberate with every single thing that you do. This game is insanely fun. But now let's talk about how much does it cost, and well, let's discuss the pricing overall. So game is available on Steam for $39.99 for tier 1 countries and $21.90 for tier 2 countries. And it can go as low as $19.99 for tier 1 countries and $10.89 for tier 2 countries. This is actually a buy-to-play game. You don't need to be paying like any subscriptions or anything like that. This is just one-time purchase like the PUBG was back in the day, and that's it. You just go around and play the game with ease. The cash shop is not that obtrusive. You don't even need to even look in a cash shop. You actually are not, you will not get anything, well, insanely overpowered, and yeah, you will be able to level up your hunters insanely easy. It will take only a few games where you will not die in order to level up your hunter fully, and yeah, that's all that you need. And you can always have few hunters fully leveled up. The game is actually incredibly easy to get into, but it looks very complicated, and that's an issue. Even if you're used to all the FPSs in the world, this one is more slow and more deliberate, and every single bullet that you will shoot has their own meaning, and if it will go without meaning basically in air, yeah, you will most likely die because you will not be able to reload fast enough, because yeah, again, you're playing with 19th century weapons and they're not very fast. You'll not be able to reload fast enough, and most likely you will die in one bullet or two. It's actually seemingly very difficult, but in reality it's actually not, and that seemingly large difficulty just slowed down a lot of players to getting into this game. But well, to be fair, in the recent few months the game has seen quite a huge resurgence, and yes, game is actually pretty populated and there are quite a lot of players playing it right now. On average, you're seeing more than 10,000 players at any given time, and it's actually pretty alive and well doing game, or at least right now. But is it worth it for the price? Well, to be fair, for discount, this is absolutely worth it for both tier 1 and tier 2 countries. And if you are into FPSs, especially if you are into, well, battle royales, and especially if you like this a little bit of a horror settings, then this game is even worth it for the full price. I bought this game on a discount, and I live in a tier 2 country, and it was like less, and it was like $10 for me. And this is one of the best $10 that I could ever spend. Would I pay $20 for this? Yes, I actually would pay $20 for this. Would I pay $40 for this? Maybe if I lived in US, maybe, but yeah, probably I would pay full price for this. The issue is that you won't know until you will get into this game. Well, I can safely say that this game is absolutely worth it, just because of its complexity and variety, and well, because of its sound, because the atmosphere in this game is second to none, and you're going to see it yourself when you're gonna get this game. Well, this will be it for today. Let me know in the comments down below, have you ever heard of Hunt Showdown, and did you ever consider to playing it? Or maybe if you played it, did you like it or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.